Morning, everybody. It is Tuesday again, so we're going to do a little trip back in time and a little bit different this week. What we have here is a couple promos. I know there's probably lots of promo channel collector guys out there. What's out there, Squirrely? There you go. But these are kind of special. I've had these since my oldest son was probably, oh crap, he was probably a year old, so like 40 years ago or so. But up in Newport, Washington, where we were living, at the little city center thing where they have gatherings and stuff on Main Street, little town, so they did that kind of stuff back then. The how do I say this? Not sound bad. The elderly people, I guess, what you say, I guess they hang out there a lot, and they have pancake breakfast every month, and all these little events, and they invite everybody. Well, they have a big uh, like a garage sale, and my wife went. I was at work, and she found a box of promos there, and again my sister stepped up. She was with her, and bought them for me. uh, my wife didn't have enough money on her to get them all. They didn't cost very much, but she was buying some other stuff too. But these are what she found there. This is a 1960 Chevy Impala promo. It's a blue and white thing. Beautiful shape for that kind of soft feeling plastic. White walls in good shape. The glass is in good shape. I don't think I ever even waxed this because I didn't wax back then. It's just been in a case forever. Really good shape. That's a 60. And she found this 60 pickup right there, 1960. Little crack there. This is the same type of plastic. It's a little bit warped. You can kind of see it a little bit here, but it's in really good shape. Whoever had them up there, some older person, they were in their closet, and she took them down there to sell. And my wife came along at the right time and purchased them. And the story will get sad here in a minute, but this has a two-tone interior also. It's like red and a silver looking in there, but it's in really good shape for its age. And I don't know for sure, but I'm saying these were purchased from or received if they bought a new rig from the Chevy dealership up there in Newport, where I grew up. And I can't remember what they were called back in the 60s. But there was this. And okay, now we're going to cry. I cry every time I talk about this. There was this convertible, and there was a 60 four-door and a 60 station wagon. And then the pickup. And then there was a 65 El Camino and a 65 Chevelle wagon. And I think that was it. I don't think I had a 65, just a regular two-door, four-door car. But we had some hard times a few years later, so I sold those. Obviously I made pretty good money, but they're not what they're worth now. I mean, they're crazy money now. But I did all right. I sold them to a friend. We needed money, young family, rent. We had moved down to Portland. And so I sold those, but these I kept because they're my favorite. I told you before, my sister-in-law that passed away had a hardtop, one of these, black on red. Beautiful car. Just a car back then, and they just moved on to something else. But anyway, I just want to share these with you. Something a little different. It's still a trip back in time, obviously, back in 1960. but they're pretty cool. I've had them forever. These will get passed on to my kids and my grandkids, and they hopefully will hold on to them for their kids. Pretty cool. So anyway, that's what showed up. Again, you know, they're not models, but they're still pretty cool, and they're old. Next up, that's I'm doing this standing up, so I don't have to move the camera around, because I didn't think it would take very long. But me babbling, it took a while. But next up, you know, we're going to look at some more Tim Boyd stuff. And if you notice, this is still, I didn't rip these Tim Boyd articles out of the magazines. I have 3 of them. I'll show you why here in a minute. But I figure I better show these before we get down the road too far, because we might have already gone past 85. I can't remember. And the other one was, what year is the other one? 88. And then I got another one that's 2001. We haven't got that far yet, but these are in a clear sleeve in a special box, and I'll show you why. But first of all, again, you know, we're at October 95, and this is the 6th annual Salt Lake Championship, which obviously is the toughest contest in the world and still is. I entered a few times. I never won or anything. I mailed stuff down. But for some reason, you might recognize that name. Tim Boyd put a picture of that in the magazine. And it's pretty cool. Got a little thing about it there. A little, yeah, you kind of, I don't know. I don't think I did everything that's in the description there. It looked like it, but, you know, I was just being clever, I guess. But there's some cool looking stuff in here. Look at that. Recognize that name. We all recognize that name. He's still plugging away at doing stuff, I believe. That's a nice little 32 there. Beautiful orange 37. Now I'm just kidding. And Ken Trickle from Portland in the model club. He quit the club when I was down there for different reasons. It's a nice little, I don't know what that is. It's like a 32 custom front end thing or something. I don't know what that is. There's another Ron Martinelich car. We've talked about him. He just recently passed away a few months ago. Beautiful car. Seen that before. Turned into a 39 Standard. He was good at that. Larry Booth. He's been around for a while. That's a pretty awesome build. And then we got Bob Barnett. He's been around a while. I don't know if he's still around, but a lot of his stuff, excuse me, he's been in magazines. And Gary Fox, I've mentioned him before. That's who I worked for at the Thrifty Auto in Portland. I got him mixed up with Mike Pearsall. I think I straightened it out when I did that video, but just in case, he was my boss. Thrifty Auto, couldn't find a nicer guy, except for Bob Pace. We'll get to him in a minute. But he was a phenomenal model builder also. And that's a nice little custom thing he has there, 51 Chevy. And he had a George Barris autographed car too, so we'd always show them together back in the day. There's Bob Pace, and that is a once that 1/16 scale 57 Chevy kit. Made a custom out of it, which he was excellent at doing. And John Young, he was been in a magazine a few times. These pictures aren't that great. I wish they were a little bit more, you know, not so much colored even, just a little bit more clear, you know. But hey, that was technology back in the day. So that's it for that. So we got that. That's why that one's in the little sleeve. And then this one here, we're in March of '88, right there, and Good Street Water Magazine. This here has what are we at here? Modeler's Corner here, and this is just the 10th anniversary edition of Tim Boyd writing for it. We showed we started with the oldest one I have and stuff, but there's some cool stuff in here, like that thing there. One of my top 3 favorite kits: 49 Ford, 50 Ford, 54 convertible kit this time. Oh, we put the roof section from the 49 on the 50 convertible. Why didn't I think of that? Probably because I don't want to do that much custom working. Mark Townsend, he's been in a few magazines. That's a pretty cool build there. Look, check that out. That awesome. I recognize that name. He's from back in this day. He was in the magazines a lot. And what's this issue about? Oh yeah, 10th anniversary. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. And then over here we got that nice little 32 there. Little graphics was popular back in the day. And there's a couple little Willises, whatever you want to say. That's pretty cool there. Get the glare off of it. Took a 44, made a 44 Ute. The 2 Utes. Anybody know what movie that's from? Tell me in the comments. The 2 Utes. What's a Ute? I love that movie. Good memories. Anyway, there's another Ken Trickle. Chopped that sedan, which is a not very easy thing to do as far as I'm concerned. And you got the top just right, man. Not too much, not too little. That guy was good. That's a nice, I don't recognize that name. Whoa, I recognize that name. That's when I lived up in Newport. Oh, I was going to get the remnants of that down. Yeah, that didn't, I don't know where he took this picture at. I don't think I sent it in. I don't remember. I don't know how he got the picture, but it's in there. Just a second here, I'll show you what's left of it. But there's lots of cool stuff in here. Check that nice little 39 stock looking. I gotta build one like that with the caps and rings on it. That's nice there too. We'll go back up here. This guy's from New Zealand. Check that thing out. God, I love that car. Beautiful body lines and stuff on that. That's pretty cool. I like the paint job on the front of that. Let's see, is there any more in this one? Oh, look at this. There's a whole bunch more. Another 49 Ford. That's a ZZ Top one there. Looks pretty darn good. That's a nice little 32 Vicky. So you got some big old meat on the back of that. Not recognizing any of these names. Maybe that name, but check that out. Same guy it looks like, but that is a really neat custom, man. I'm digging that. Okay, is there any more? I mean, I don't know, there's something. Oh, that's it. That's it. At least want to look at the early iron. Anyway, got one more to go. This one, we're jumping way up. Getting close to the end of when they did the article in the magazine. But this one here, oh, wait a minute, I want to show you something real quick here. I want to take me a second. You guys just stare at that picture for a while. You get old, you forget to do things. And I forgot to do this. So just hang on a second here. This is all that's left of that 32 that you just seen. There was braces across here. This is the Butera chassis and those 2 little, well, they did a few a sedan, but those 33 and 34 coupes, they were kind of like a littler scale than 1/25th. I don't know what scale you'd call it, but they were smaller. I got a couple buried in the case up there. They'll be out someday. But yeah, brake lines on there, brake lines on the front, and big meats on it. And that sad story when we moved and the box of stuff and got set out and I didn't realize what was in it, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's where the rest of this is at. So I'm keeping this, and I just have a little body I sit on it every once in a while, something different. But yeah, I lengthened the chassis with the brass. See, and it wasn't finished when he took the picture. But the body was red, and the interior was done and all that, and the motor was pretty much wired. It was just sitting in there, but that's a really nice chassis. Check out that. Let's see, get that Jag right out there. That's a, okay, here we go. Let's try this. There we go. That was a really nice kit. Kind of finicky to put together. But that Jaguar Wren, where are you going to find that? Very many kits. Anyway, that's what's left of that. So anyway, now we're up here in 2000 and refocus. There we go, 2001. First of all, this is Street Rod Nationals in, are you ready for it? Spokane, Washington. See where it says right there? Spokane is located in a very blurry part of the, there we go. See, I was helping with the contest, and Jerry Dixie, I don't know if you remember him writing. I don't know if he still does, how they do that now with them being gone, but anyway, they tore that down out at our fairgrounds. Beautiful entryway into the fairgrounds. Dumbasses tore it down. Anyway, there are some winners from the contest, and I recognize a few of them. That's Jim. I can't point to it on the phone. You can't see it on the phone. That's Jim Starlin, a crazy model builder, polishes used to with toothpaste. Yeah, I laughed too until I seen some of his paint jobs. Crazy, amazing. Just rub and rub and rub and rub. And that's Chris Butler. I worked with him, went to school with his dad. He entered a few cars. He had some nice real cars. That is Kent Richard. That's the guy that builds that factory stock stuff I always talked about. Some of those pictures, and he always would open one door in the trunk or just the trunk. But factory stock stuff, amazing. He had heart trouble and suffered big time for 2 or 3 years. Then we lost him. It's been a while, but sad, very sad, very sad. Anyway, we took that picture. Jerry Dixie come over, doing his article for the Street Rodder, and say, hey, get all your winners lined up that after we handed out the awards. So that's pretty cool. Those kids, the swap meet my son took me to last weekend, a week ago, that might be one of them. This guy kept saying hi to me and acting like he knew me. I don't know who he was. But he used to enter this contest, and he remembered me and recognized me, but I didn't recognize him. He told me his name, then I realized who he was. And he's into real cars now, which a lot of these guys. I've heard of Russ Freund. He has a shop. He built some pretty famous cars. Was a most beautiful roadster contender there a few years ago. Down at the Oakland Roadster Show is what I keep calling it, whatever it's called now. But he entered when he was a kid, and that could be one of him that I talked to last week. He recognized me. It's pretty cool. We got the Yak, and there's our old Hot Rod Cafe over in Post Falls. He had to sell out, but there's no model pictures other than that Jerry Dixie did for his article. But there is a model's corner in the back, and nothing from anybody around here or anything, but some cool cars. A 32, nice looking 40 Custom. Nice little gasser. Another little. He owns the real car. That's pretty cool. Check that thing out. The 46 Ford. Nice. And this is when Mike Carroll was doing the column. Tim Boyd was moving on or got real busy or something. I don't know. But that's it for all the models in the models corner there. That's not very many. I don't know what the article's about. You can kind of scan that a little bit, and you can figure out what it is. I didn't do my homework too well on that one. But anyway, that's that. So, all right, we've yacked long enough. Reminisced about the good old days. Oh, yeah, and this is a letter I got from Pat Newell. I get one of these every year. I did the show for 10 years. Every year. Got this in October, and the show was usually in August, I believe. So a month or two later, 3 months later, I get a letter thanking me for the help and invite me back for the next year, which is what he's doing there. Telling me we'll keep the same thing going. They supplied all the awards. We did extra awards out of our pocket, and the club helped sponsor it a little bit. Scale Auto Builders of Spokane, which I guess is dissolved, which is sad. But they had 1,200 real cars at that show. It was growing pretty good. I did this up until, was it 2001? And then they moved, and Good Guys came in, and the club took over that one. So that worked out pretty good. That was a good show. Anyway, that's just a little, I got a bunch of stuff that I used to correspondence with Pat about it. I think he's still around. I looked him up. Yeah, but this is back when you did everything by mail. At least I did. I don't know if email was around in 2000. I think it was, but I didn't do it. Pat didn't do it. Yeah, I don't see no. You see email there anywhere? Just phone and fax. Yeah. Huh. Okay. So yeah, did it the old-fashioned way. Good old days. Alright, I babbled enough. Alright, anybody wants one of those, hit me up. I just sent a couple out. Should be getting them by the middle of the week. So let me know. I'll send you one. Squirrely says, yeah, let us know if you want one. And a little trip back in history there. It's kind of blurry history. Those two promos, pretty special. My wife, she's got a good eye, man. She went right for that box of promos and nabbed them. Yeah, I give her a big kiss and a hug for that, let me tell you. Alrighty, I've babbled enough. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And everybody take care. And I think I'm done.